Yo, what up, everybody? This is your boy E Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, checking in, tapping in with y'all tonight because it's fight night. We got a big battle taking place in the welterweight division, and man, I'm excited for this fight because there's a lot of backstory lines that's going on between the two. But before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of y'all, even if you're new for the first time, drop a comment below and let me know who y'all picking tonight between Danny Swift Garcia and Errol Spence Jr., the current WBC and IBF title holder, the champ. You know, he's from Dallas. He's from my city, so he's putting on for us. And everybody know, man, what time it is. But the tail of the tape of this fight, Errol Spence Jr. is 30 years old. He's coming off of that tragic incident with the car, you know, when he was drunk driving and things like that. God bless him. I'm so happy and thankful that that man is still alive and he's able to come out and do what he does best and provide for his family, his kids, and his loved ones, right? And then on the flip side of things, you have Danny Swift Garcia, who has been in the sport for a little bit. He's 32 years of age. He has 38 fights. He's 36-2. The only two losses he suffered were against two of the top-notch welterweights currently in the division, and that's Keith Thurman and Sean Showtime Porter. You know, so enough can't be really said about what Danny Garcia has done in the sport of boxing, to be honest with y'all. He's an orthodox fighter. Errol Spence Jr. fights southpaw. Errol Spence Jr. is the bigger fighter, coming in at 5'9", and then Danny Garcia is 5'8". So Errol has the reach advantage, he has the weight advantage, and of course, the majority of people are going to pick Errol Spence Jr., and rightfully so, because this fight, honestly, y'all, and I'm going to keep it a buck, this fight wouldn't even be suspenseful had that man not got into that car wreck. Because say what you want about Danny Garcia, and I get it, he's faced Zab Judah, he's faced Lucas Matisse, he's faced Lamont Peterson, he's faced Sean Showtime Porter, and Keith Thurman, right? He's faced some hard-hitting dudes in the sport of boxing. I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he's a solid boxer, but I think in order to come in and to defeat a guy like Errol Spence, you got to have that dog in you. Like, you got to have some Sean Showtime Porter in you. Somebody that's going to come in there, make the fight ugly, muck it up with him, fight on the inside, being able to use his jab on the outside, you know, frustrating him with feints and movement and footwork. And, you know, it's just taking the fight to Spence, who doesn't really like fighting, backing up. I mean, I've done my homework all day for you guys. I mean, I basically spent my past, 48 hours doing my research and doing my homework, going back and watching the older fights of the two fighters, of Danny Garcia. I watched Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. I just got done watching Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter. I watched Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, you know, and then after I got done doing it, I watched the fight camp on Fox, pay-per-view, you know, the build-up leading up to the fight. I watched the weigh-ins. I like doing all that shit, you know, leading up to the fight to give me my proper perspective on, you know, what may or may not take place. And then, of course, I went back. I just got done also watching the Errol Spence Jr. fight versus Sean Showtime Porter. And what I deemed last year was the fight of the year. I mean, it was a rough and rugged fight. Sean Porter didn't back down. He came in, he made the fight nasty. He was gritty, you know. He took a couple of low blows, but he kept coming. You know, he got caught with a shot in the 11th round that changed the fight because it was a split decision fight. And hell, honestly, at the time, when I watched it live, I felt like Sean Porter won the fight because he came in and did way more than I expected him to do. You know, and that's not taking anything away from Errol Spence, who I think is the second best welterweight in the division, because two of the top five are fighting tonight. I feel like Danny Garcia is number 5. I feel like Sean Porter is number 4. I feel like Keith Thurman, because he beat Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, is at number 3, even though he just lost to Manny Pacquiao, who's a future Hall of Famer. There is no shame in that. And then at number 2, I have the truth, Errol Spence Jr., who is fighting tonight. He has the WBC title and the IBF title. I have him at number 2. And at number 1 in the welterweight division, I know a lot of y'all are going to hate this, but I don't give a damn because this is my personal opinion. I have Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah, I said it. At number 1 because I feel like he has all of the tools in the shed, to beat each and every one of those guys I just named prior to him. So with that being said, I just feel like Danny Garcia, he's always been a one-trick pony to me. I mean, he has skill, he has power, he has a nice chin, he has solid footwork. I mean, Danny Garcia is one of those fighters, y'all, who he's an expert at nothing but great at, a little good at everything. He's pretty damn good, in every area when it comes to boxing. Head movement, solid. Footwork, solid. Left hook, right hook, very great. Chin, great. He doesn't really get hit with a lot of flush shots to the body or to up top. Now, one of my knocks on Danny Garcia, however, is this. I feel like he gets frustrated when cats come out and box him, because when I watched that Keith Thurman fight, he kind of wanted Keith Thurman to come in and to engage and make it a brawl fest like a slobber knocker, and Keith Thurman wasn't trying to do that. He got in and got out. He threw his 1-2 punch combinations and got out, out of harm's way. And I feel like Danny Garcia, in order for him to take that next step as being one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in the welterweight division, he's going to have to figure out a way to cut off the ring a lot better. And tonight is the perfect opportunity to do just that, because Errol Spence is also flat-footed, just like Danny Garcia. But I feel like Errol Spence is the better boxer because he has the length advantage over him. He has the power. I think he hits harder. I think he can crack a lot harder than Danny Garcia, just to keep it a buck. I do. And we all know that he's a body snatcher. And if he gets you pinned on those ropes, oh my God, you know what they call him, right? Hand down, man down. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see a knockout coming tonight because I think both guys are tough as nails. Now, a lot of people are second-guessing Errol Spence, and rightfully so because of that car wreck. But I think he's going to have a little ring rush, but I think what's going to come to bite Danny Garcia back in the ass is this. He gets off to a lot of slow starts, and I don't necessarily know if you can get off to a slow start because I don't think he has the skill and the capability on offense to make up for that in the later rounds. You follow me? So I feel like if Errol Spence gets comfortable, finds his range, he is going to have absolutely no problem with picking this nigga apart like a rotisserie chicken. I'm talking about it's too easy, man. Too easy. I got this fight going 12 rounds. I got Errol Spence Jr. winning it convincingly. About, I say, maybe 7 rounds to 5. It may or may not be a close fight, but that's the beauty of this fight because we honestly don't know. Now, I would say it would have been a shutout had the accident not happened, but I am going to be watching very, very closely, man, and I pray to God that he is okay. He is really 100% because even though he's not my favorite fighter in the welterweight division, I respect the guy. I respect what he's done. I respect what he stands for. I do feel like he cap a lot. You know what I'm saying? He'll say one thing and come back and contradict himself at another time, but it's boxing. I'm going to try. I told myself that I was going to not be so critical of him after I watched this episode on Fox pay-per-view with the, I think it's called a PBC camp or some shit like that or whatever. But I watched him, talk about how he cried in the shower and how he's very fortunate still to be here. And it's a miracle. And that kind of touched me a certain way because it is a miracle, man, that he's still here. And I'm pulling for him, man. I'm pulling for him to win this fight because, of course, everybody in the sport of boxing, whether that's fans, announcers, analysis, former boxers, past and present, wants to see Errol Spence go up against Terrence Bud Crawford. I mean, that is the only reason why we are here in the sport. So I don't want anything to prevent that from happening or impede that from happening. I just want this man to come out and do what he's supposed to do what he's capable of, which is boxing, going down low to the body, going up top. I don't think this fight is going to be close. I told myself I was going to keep this live short and sweet. But yeah, I got Errol Spence winning this fight. He's going to retain both of his belts. And of course, I'm going to be right back on after the fight to give you guys my post-fight analysis. But the only shot that Danny Garcia have is if he can land that lucky left hook. That's it. That's the only shot he has if he can come and hit him with that no-look left hook. Because I'm just not impressed with that. I just don't feel like he has enough intestinal fortitude to beat him. Now I know Angel, his pops do. Now if his pops was fighting, that'll be a whole nother ball game. You follow me? If his pops was fighting, I feel like, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit better fight, but it's not his pops. His pops is going to be in his corner. His pops been talking shit leading up to the fight, and I love it, but it's been in a respectful way. And we just got to tune in now to see what happens. I believe, what time is it now? It's 6:40. I don't know exactly what time the undercard started. I think they may or may not already started. I don't know yet, y'all. But I'm about to tune into that. And I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. But if you missed what I said, Ham Rothstein, a.k.a. E-Thriller, a.k.a. One Take Shorty, I got EJ, Errol Spence Jr., the champ, Mr. A-Side himself in the welterweight division at the moment, winning this fight convincingly, y'all, unless he isn't the same from that car accident. But once again, I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I drop a banger, whether that's an uploaded video or if I go live like tonight in this case. And it'll hit you up on your phone, email, whatever the case may be. But once again, I hope everybody enjoyed the fight. Be safe, be blessed. I'll see y'all within the next 3 or 4 hours. I'm gone. Holla.